Hi, everybody. I hope you're enjoying your final week here. I know it goes so fast. These 4 weeks can go super fast. So I always like to say when I'm teaching the 4 weeks of a class, I wish I had 2 more weeks to teach because I feel like, there's just not enough time. But hopefully you guys are doing well in the start of this week 4. Just make sure that you're getting your discussions in as soon as possible. The deadline is midnight on Wednesday. You don't want to miss that for your possible full credit because it all adds up. And then also don't forget to respond to at least 2 different peer posts as well. All right, so let's go ahead and dive into your discussions if you're a little unsure of how you want to approach this. Sorry, I keep moving my camera here. I'm trying to get the best angle here. Let me share my screen and we'll go right into your discussion. Number 1 for week 4. So we're going to be basically looking into common tasks for designers. And it just kind of wants you to research what do designers do in a daily work day? How do we go about our day? And I mean, it can be even as simple as, getting up in the morning and how you kind of get your creative juices going, meeting with clients and conducting that market research, visual research, getting your brainstorming going. How do you, come up with mock-ups? You come up with that at a certain time, during the day. And typically when you're working, say for an ad agency or an in-house company as a designer, you should have a manager that kind of manages out those times so that you kind of know what your day-to-day tasks will be. If you're a freelance designer, it's kind of all on you in regards to coming up with a schedule and creating that daily task list. But for the most part, what you're going to be doing is going through, just go ahead and read through meeting with clients, conducting market research, visual research, creating layouts and prototypes. And then for your actual post, you're going to conduct research. You're going to look into different articles. You may even talk to designers, maybe somebody that you know, and look at the week in the life of a designer. Now, I know your instructor posted a link. If they didn't post the specific link, I definitely would share this with you. It's the IDEO site here. Let me go ahead and copy and paste this in here. It's pretty cool. This link is pretty interesting. This actual company is amazing. If you have never heard of them, definitely check it out. Definitely a bookmark worthy site. These people are just doing really creative things. And in this article on their website just goes into a specific designer's day-to-day tasks and what they do. And actually starts out very early doing something that doesn't have to do with design. And it has a little timestamp and some pictures here, just brushing your teeth. So it's kind of cool just to see the time passages and how they go into their workspace and collaborate after that. So definitely check that out. I actually had several different experiences with working for different design agencies, publication companies, and actually having my own freelance business. So there's so many different experiences that I've had. But for the most part, if you're working under somebody, they usually have a timetable after you get into work where you're going to have the task kind of laid out. And then you get into, that daily schedule for whatever project that you're working on. So what you're going to be doing is you're going to read a variety of case studies and note common tasks in which of them seem to come up consistently. So kind of think, okay, well, I hear this a lot happening. Maybe it's team collaboration or something like that. Considering the tasks that you have just read about, do you think there are ways to combine or eliminate some of these tasks to save time? Or is each its own important element in being a professional designer? Explain your reasoning. So there could be some things that there could be other tasks that may save time that maybe you're reading through an article and they're saying this is how we do it, and you say, I know a quicker way. maybe you could do this instead. So it could even be as quick as meeting the client face-to-face somewhere, say at Starbucks, and bringing your iPad and doing the sketches right there to kind of get the juices going, get the brainstorming going quicker than, you know, just meeting with the client and then going back to the workspace and doing that. So, you know, that could be an example as well. So yeah, so definitely check out this this link here. It is under IDEO, A Day in the Life of the Designer. If you did not have that in your link for discussions, that's a pretty cool article here that you can pull from as well. And it goes into all the different brainstorming processes, which is kind of cool. So you can see some day in the life stuff here going on. Just do a general search for that keyword, key phrase, I should say, day in the life of a designer. See kind of what other articles that you can find. Go into Shark Resources and find that in the library as well, if you can find some really good articles to pull from. All right, so it's just basically, you know, every situation is different depending on what you're doing project-wise and how you're collaborating. You might have a team of designers that are working with you. You could be the sole designer. You know, when I worked for a publication company, I was the sole designer for the magazine that I worked on. That was a monthly magazine, but I worked with the publisher, I worked with the ad people, but I was the sole designer. So basically I did everything, you know, design related. So I didn't really have, other than other teams that were outside of my magazine to bounce ideas off, I was pretty much the sole designer. But when I worked for the ad agencies in Ohio and Pittsburgh, we had kind of our own people that we worked with that we could bounce ideas off of. So I guess it depends on where you're at and how your daily tasks unfold, who you're working for. If you're working for yourself, you may want to kind of look into maybe more of a freelance day in the life of a freelance designer, and day in the life of a graphic designer that works at an agency or an in-house company too as well. So there's some ideas and tips. Hopefully that'll help you going forward with your discussion, get those discussions in. And then as you go forward to read other people's posts, you can get some ideas possibly of effective ways to work out your day as a designer. And you can also comment to them, you know, maybe more efficient ways if you have any great ideas. All right. Thanks, guys. Hope this helps.